Hey guys, Ashlane here, episode 151. Today I'm going to come at you with Town Hall 9 anti-3-star design keys. I'm going to go over a checklist with you guys, highlighting 5 or 6 things you want to look at a Town Hall 9 base. And first, I want to discuss why I'm bringing you these bases and how I formulated this checklist, right? So the game has evolved into a certain direction with the advent of clan wars, and the way things are going right now, basically no matter how many Town Hall 9s you have in your clan, the goal is to not let them get 3-starred. So when designing a Town Hall 9 base for wars now, not necessarily for pushing, but for wars, you want to prevent 3 stars and you'll accept 2. Sometimes bad attackers might even fail on 2. But what we really want is anti-3-star bases. So we're going to cover in this video some keys to anti-3-star bases and go over a couple replays. Now I picked these 2 bases I'm going to be showing you from our last clan war because I take a look at them and I noticed that they both shined in almost all areas of the base building aspect. So without further ado, let's discuss what the keys are, then I'll go ahead and show you a replay, and it's not going to be a bad replay either. It's going to be definitely a viable 3-star attempt by Taylor. But let's go into the keys first. Now the first thing you're going to want to do on a Town Hall 9 base is centralize that clan castle. You can see that the clan castle is centralized in this base by Call Me Awesome, so that's the first thing you want to do. The reason you're going to have the centralized clan castle is because you want to make the lure as difficult as possible. You basically want to engage those clan castles. You want the enemy to engage the clan castle troops while they're engaging the heroes if they're going to try to take out the queen beforehand. Now I really like the design of the clan castle and the heroes all next to each other in this base in the center. Why do I like that? Because it's much tougher to take out the queen when you also have to take out the king and the clan castle. So, really like having the clan castle centralized. It should be centralized in every Town Hall 9 base, not the Town Hall, unless you're really going against a weaker clan. You feel like they won't be able to 3-star your base. So that should be a call made by the leaders of a clan before you go into a clan war, whether or not to have an anti-3 base or a trophy-pushing base. Okay, so let's discuss a second key. You want to center your heroes, center the queen. You don't want to have a queen in a vulnerable outside area. If the enemy can take out your queen, it's a recipe for disaster right off the bat. So you can see here the queen is right next to the town, in between the Town Hall and the clan castle in the center there. So she's pretty well protected herself. You can't just take her out with a nice little easy 3-troop combo or by dropping a hero or 2. Okay, next thing you want to do is let's discuss traps and giant bombs. So the only problem with this base is there's no double giant bombs, making it a little susceptible to hog attacks, but even a hog attack against this base would have to be executed just perfectly to pull it off, just because of the rest of the design and the giant bombs that are in the base. Even though they're not doubled up, it seems like they could be doubled up. As you can see here, there might be a double over here. Where else? There might be a double, or over here perhaps. But there's only one real evident double possibility. It might be right over here. Now this might be a double bomb right here. I would recommend this to be a double bomb if it's not, but you're going to see in the replay we don't get a chance to see if that's a double bomb or not. But let's go ahead and move on with the giant bombs. So you want to have a double bomb, but where you place the double giant bomb, preferably 2 if possible, but where you place them are very, very critical. Just having a double giant bomb in the middle of nowhere does you no good, and in fact it does you a disservice because it wastes your most powerful defense against ground attacks, against hog attacks, which are one of your main 3-star opponent army types at Town Hall 9. So you can see here, putting a double bomb in between defensive units. So, like, obviously, there perhaps is a bomb right over here because, the hogs are going to go in a circle formation. They're going to be kind of making their way counterclockwise around the base. You can see there might be a bomb over here as well. I'm sure there is. So, kind of tracing where the hogs are going to go is a good idea, and perhaps doubling up. Like, maybe if you move this expo down a little bit and put 2 bombs in between the air defense and the expo, that could work. But having that double giant bomb, at least one. Same here. If you took this if you move these, you don't want to have an open spot in your base also, so you got to keep that in mind. But if you move things around, try to get a double in there, here or there, it is definitely preferable as to just single bombs, because double giant bombs can take out a whole pack of hogs unless the heal spell is placed right beforehand. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about air defenses. So air mines, rather. So you want to have your air defenses guarded by a mine. So even if there was a bomb in between this air defense and the archer tower, you'd want to make sure you also had a couple of seeking mines, and you want to have the air defenses protected by the mines at all times. Basically, you want to have at least one or two mines next to each air defense, because the strategy against lava hounds is taking them out as quick as possible, and you can't do that just by scattering your air mines all throughout the base willy-nilly, or protecting your town hall. I see a lot of people protecting the town hall with the air bombs, but it's way more important and effective to protect the air defenses instead. Okay, so that brings me to the air defenses themselves. The next thing on the checklist you want to look for is make sure that the air defenses, if not more centralized, are at least guarded pretty well. So when I say guarded, I prefer to have my air defenses guarded with some wizard towers. Those are your main splash damage, but at least have them in range of an expose facing up. You always want to have your expose facing up on Town Hall 9 bases. There's really no reason to have them facing down, given the prevalence of lava loon attacks and all the lava type strategies going around that's so popular in the game right now. So the wizard tower placements are very critical, as well as the air defense placement. So those are your main two things you want to be looking for: your wizard towers and your air defenses. So wizard towers are actually okay to have along the outside edges of your base, because it does prevent wall breakers from cracking in really easily, but just try to keep those in range of an air defense as well, because oftentimes if a lava hound was deployed around this area here outside this barracks, on its way to this air defense over here, it will have the wizard tower facing the other direction. So the wizard tower will be facing the hound, because the hound is on this air defense. So the problem with that is that you can send in all your balloons over here in this area, and the wizard tower will be distracted. Now, the wizard tower is just barely in range of this air defense, so I'm not sure if it would be able to hit the hound, but my gut says it would, because you can see it's right on the edge here, and the hound would be on the edge. So that's something you really need to plan carefully, is your wizard tower location in reference to your air defenses. So basically, what you don't want to have happen, like I said, is for a hound to fly past your wizard tower onto the air defense, and then basically clearing a whole area for your balloons for the enemy balloons to come in while your wizard tower is facing the other way. So you either want to have him, one spot removed from that air defense, or guarding it, from this angle, from the where the archer tower is. So if I had an archer tower over here, for example, if I had a wizard tower where this archer tower is, I might flip-flop these two units. But that's getting a little bit to the minutia of base building. I do want to cover the main points. So we covered the clan castle, the heroes, the traps, including the giant bombs and the air mines. We have the air defense centered, and the wizard towers all in proper location, the most effective location. Make sure they're facing the right way. And near edges is also okay. So also with the Teslas, I do want to discuss Teslas quickly. I prefer to have my Teslas kind of close together, because they have a lot of bang for the buck on Teslas closer together, but not on every base. You're not going to be able to clump them together near the town hall. So this base obviously has them probably in these 4 little segments over here if you go around the base. So not quite sure if that's my favorite design, but I'd give this war base a try if I was looking for an anti-3 war base. It's probably, it's going to be hard to find a perfect war base that hits all those checklist items. Like I said, the giant bombs and the Teslas sometimes, but it is I am a fan overall. It's a nice setup, and it's really tough to 3-star. Not impossible. No base is impossible 3-star Town Hall level 9, but it would take a really good attacker to pull off. So let's go ahead and watch Taylor's attack here. So Taylor is going to use, before I play it, Taylor's going to use a a go-ho type army with some Valkyries thrown in there, a couple heal spells for the hog portion of the raid, and he has both his heroes, a jump, and a raid. So he's going to do the standard, get rid of the heroes in the clan castle before he goes in with the hogs, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. But you can see it's much more difficult on a base like this, especially with the outside units. You really need to make sure you clear those really well with a nice spread of wizards, and Taylor does drop his wizards pretty far out, but you can see the Archer Queen's going to get distracted, and that might cost him a little bit in the of damage that he could have done in the center there. So the idea here is to trigger as many giant bombs as possible, at the same time taking out as many critical units as possible. So don't want to really discuss the whole attack strategy in this video, but it should be noted where the attack possibly goes wrong. So he does trigger that giant bomb there, and he does trigger the clan castle at the same time. He has some Valkyries running in there into the rage spell. He knows at this point that he needs to take out that Archer Queen. You can see his Queen does get distracted, partially just because the base has a good design work to it, where it has a distracting has some distracting units poking out from the north there. But the hogs were deployed at a pretty good time here. They engaged the first Tesla, and the first heal spell is down for Taylor. And you can see the giant bombs are not doubled up, but there's some skeleton traps craftily placed near the giant bombs, so it's kind of like a double whammy in that regard. Placing your giant, and there's another bomb, as you can see, the giant bomb right around the corner. So that is a lot of bang for his buck there as far as traps go. He had a couple giant bombs and a couple skeleton traps all clustered up. So now these skeletons are going to be chasing the hogs, and they're going to quickly catch up to him, just doing a little bit of damage here, a little bit of damage there. So you can see this base is a really effective anti-hog base despite the lack of the traditional double bombs. So that's another reason I like the base so much. And you can see Taylor just barely gets the 2 stars here. This queen goes down by the well, almost goes down by the skeleton traps. We're going to go ahead and speed it up as she does go around the base, get a few extra percentage points there, but there's certainly not going to be a viable 2-star here, a 3-star here, which Taylor was definitely going for based on the army composition. So that's exactly why this base is really difficult to attack. It was a nice try, but it's a difficult base. It's a really nice design. So that's the type of things you guys want to look for when choosing a base. I found this other base here by the same clan. These are my 2 favorites. I did look at all their bases, and this was another base that was had a pretty good design to it. Once again, you can see if you go through the checklist, the clan castle is centralized. The queen is right next to the clan castle, so you can see the heroes are very well protected. Really tough to get at that queen, and it's tough to trigger that clan castle, perhaps with some hogs coming through here. So the clan castle is a little lurable, but it's nearly impossible to take out the queen and the clan castle. I actually might like this base even better, to be honest with you, as I'm going down the checklist. There's some obvious double bomb locations. It could be over here next to this expo, could be over here in between the air defense, and could be over here next to the town hall as well. And it does go pretty well with the flow of the base, so the hogs are going to have to cross this threshold between the wizard tower and the air defense at some point in the attack. So we're going to go ahead and watch this replay, and you can see the wizard towers once again are out by the edges, which is okay. It's going to prevent some wall breakers there, and it's also going to be a nice defense against a curtain of balloons that might come in if they're using an air attack. So let's go ahead and watch this replay, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys. If you want to take a look at the base, I'm going to take that cluster of text off there, and you guys can see the base. Once again, air defenses, air expos are facing air, and air defenses are all pretty well situated inside the base. They're not very vulnerable near the outside. Let's go ahead and watch an attack on this. Now, if you have a clan with all your bases this well designed and anti-3, like I said, you're going to have a lot of luck in Clan Wars. You can see that this attack is 2 golems, 2 P.E.K.K.A.s, 14 wizards, 7 wall breakers, 2 witches, and the heroes, 1 heal, 2 rage, 1 lightning. The heroes are gonna. It's not a 3-star attempt, but I just wanted to show you the base in defense, and maybe you can see some locations of those traps and whatnot. As I told you guys before, if you are looking to create this base for yourself on a design, go ahead and watch the replay. There's a couple Teslas next to the town hall. I like clustering the Teslas, as I mentioned before, and you're going to see probably giant bombs coming up if the troops get there to the middle there. So you can see the troops make their way to the center, and they're quickly kind of going down. But they're eating up a rage spell, so things are actually looking all right at this point. Let's see if the giant bombs are there. We'll have to keep watching here. It's like a pretty standard go wipe attack for a Town Hall 9. You can see they make their way to the center here, but there's just no shot of a 3-star. And look at that clan castle right in the middle, just where you want it. You can see that the troops don't get far enough to trigger those giant bombs, but I guarantee there's a couple giant bombs over here and over here, somewhere in these areas. As you can see, the other 2 Teslas are right over here to the north of the clan castle. So this is a really nice base too. Once again, actually I haven't mentioned this yet, but it deserves mentioning, is not getting not copying a base exactly from online, whether it be my channel or anybody else's channel. Just because when people learn how to beat a base, then they can do it like clockwork, you know? So at least switch around a couple archer towers and cannons, perhaps where the Teslas are, things like that, because even those minor changes can actually make a big difference when someone has studied enough YouTube videos. They actually have a great idea of what to do against a given base step by step by step. So just as a last tip, don't copy bases base for base. You can copy designs, but change a few things around, see how it works. So guys, I hope you learned a thing or two about Town Hall 9 base design, and I hope it helps out in your clan wars. Take care, subscribe, and let me know what you think.